Holy crap.
Blake Cousins here, Third Phase of Moon, and it's my special privilege to bring with you the world Adventures with Christian. He has a YouTube channel, and he's gone to the ultimate base that's basically top secret, but he's got some guts and a lot of courage. Let me tell you, we're looking at some videos here, and he has close encounters with camo dudes. He's checking out underground bunker bases over there at Area 51, and he's checked out Janet Airlines and had some close encounters with some camo dudes there as well. And it's my pleasure to bring on Christian. How you doing?
I'm doing very good, and thank you very much.
Wow, you sure went on an adventure. Let me tell you, you're in close proximity to these camo dudes. Let's just get started with that. I see in the video here. Let's just play the video real quick.
I'm gonna go down and make sure no camo dudes tail me. Guys, I've got the camo dudes. Oh my gosh. Look at right here. Camo dudes. Holy crap. Wow.
Encounter with the camo dudes as you're pulling away from the back gate at Area 51. Tell us the details on how this went down, Christian. This is quite amazing.
Yeah, right. That's one of the interesting things about Area 51, and especially, I kind of like to refer to that gate as the third gate, because it really kind of is the third gate, and it's up in the mountains. You really do climb an elevation to get to that gate, and it's just a single road. So it's just wide enough for one car to get up or down. And as you're coming down, I mean, you can see for a good 5 miles. So to have a truck just appear out of nowhere, you know, I'm not trying to say that it appears out of nowhere, but it does. And, you know, as soon as you turn that corner and you're driving and I'm looking straight ahead and I'm filming, all of a sudden the camo dude is just right there. You know, where do they come from? There's no roads leading through there. You know, I've investigated that part to see if they have hiding places or anything. There's nothing.
Which is quite strange as well, because we have other videos where, again, people are just startled. These camo dudes come in their white pickup truck, and all of a sudden they appear out of nowhere almost. You would think that there would be some kind of like housing for them or some kind of parking station close by, because within minutes of showing up in the back gate over there, boom, they're right there. And then what's quite incredible, you leave the scene after this, and then the camo dudes are kind of chasing you, but then you think you're alone, you pull over and have a sandwich, and all of a sudden you see him in your back window. Let's take a look at this video real quick.
All right, everybody, I stopped to eat a sandwich. Do you see in my rear view mirror? The camo dudes are right behind me. I hope you can see them. Wait a minute. All right, look in that mirror. See them right there? Look at that. I gotta go. I don't want to make these guys mad. Oh gosh, I wasn't ready to move. I'm literally eating a sandwich. No, they're not moving. Good. Sorry, guys. I don't believe that. Where'd they come from again? I mean, I came far away from them. Just figured, I might as well eat a sandwich. Stopped in the middle of the road, turned around, and there they were. They're just sitting there waiting on me. Incredible. Alright guys, look at the camo dudes. They're still following me. They're hauling butt. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What are they doing?
Having your sandwich, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're right behind you. Were you pretty uneasy? What was your feeling?
Yeah, it was definitely an uneasy feeling, because I drove miles away from where I encountered them when they were going up. I was almost to the town of Rachel, which is, a good little distance from the actual Area 51, the Groom Lake dry bed and all that. So when I was going to head back to Vegas, and I just decided I'm going to stop and eat a sandwich and drink a soda. So I was eating a sandwich, and I look in my rearview mirror, and there they are. And I just thought to myself, what in the world? Why am I so important that they have to follow me and try to intimidate me to get off of BLM land right here? And miles away from their border. So it is a very uneasy feeling.
Sure. And you were there for a few days. Earlier, you were at the gate where the infamous camo dudes are there, and this is the entrance to Area 51, and you see all the surveillance equipment around, and that's kind of interesting as well. But what is really fascinating is when you start...
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That was actually more uneasy than the Mountain Gate. Even though the Mountain Gate, I mean, if something went down, like you interviewed Mac Adventures, those guys that got stopped, and they were searched up there, I mean, there's nobody that's going to come in and help you there. Even on Groom Lake Road, which is the main entrance to Groom Lake, no one's really going to help you there, but you are a little bit closer to civilization. But as I was driving away, it really got dark. Even when I was approaching the gate, the sun was going down, and I was trying to explain that. I was trying to explain what was going around me at the time. And again, miles away from the front gate of Area 51, driving back to 375 Extraterrestrial Highway, and I'm out of my Jeep at this time. And I think I panned the camera over to the 375, just showing that there is one car on the 375, because people don't take the 375. And as soon as I turn around, I think I see a truck, and I keep looking harder, and that truck couldn't have been more than 50 feet behind me with its lights out, going about 3 miles per hour.
This is about to get scary. Oh, this is about to get really scary. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah, they're right behind me, you guys. See that? They are right behind me. Oh my goodness. And their lights are off. My gosh, this is like complete ET stuff here. They're like right on my tail. Look at that. I don't want to start dusting them out. They are driving with absolutely no headlights on. Look at this. Wow, that's insane.
Now I'm wondering, and I wonder if you think the same, that there might be like an underground base over there hiding these vehicles that just kind of pop up out of nowhere, it seems. Out of the ground. They come out from underneath the ground and elevator up.
But what you just said is something that, I've thought about many, many times. And I didn't say it in the video. And really, until you're out there and you witness it yourself, you really just can't explain, because you're driving along, you're in desert. Like I said, you could see it literally around you forever. It's just almost as flat as can be. There's mountains out there, but you could see for a long ways. And then to have this truck, a camo dude, just up on you that quick. I mean, I think it shows me literally jumping in the Jeep and just saying, I'm out of here. And then saying, I don't want to dust him out because of that artificial dust that they put on the road right there so they could see people coming. And, and I got good shots of him. He wasn't at some times, I would say he got as close as 20 feet to my rear bumper. And we were halfway down Groom Lake Road, which is 14 miles from 375 to the Area 51 fence.
That sounds scary as hell because you're out there all by yourself. And
it was, yeah.
These guys are kind of above the law in their own way. They're doing secret things in this space. And I want to get into this underground system, this cave that you explored, but it seems like there's a military operation. Can you tell us? Let's take a look at the video as you enter here, and then we'll get back to what you're thinking.
Look at how beautiful the rock is. There's a bat down there, of course. Trying to get my headlamp on. Says the bar. Oh, the glory hole. Well, it's too bad, but they boarded this off because it still goes. Oh well, the other one they didn't. There's that bat. This goes probably so deep into the mountain. Just looking back at the portal. Look at this rock, you guys. Look at the veins. That's what they were chasing.
So you saw the video. We're looking at it right now, and we're letting it roll. But Christian, are you nuts? You're going in there by yourself. Nobody knows where you are. Yeah. Who knows where you're going to end up?
Absolutely true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. That cave goes on for miles, and it actually has 7 levels of adits, which means 7 levels of tunnels. I've been pretty much a miner since the late 80s, so I'm used to going into mines and everything. I worked in an open pit mine, but going into adits like this is no big deal. But what you just said, you don't know where it leads to and what it could have led to, because these tunnels were to Virginia City panned out in 1858. They bypassed most of Nevada and ended up right there in Rachel and started digging right there. Those tunnels go on for miles and miles, and it's right there at Area 51. So maybe if the government tapped into these tunnels somehow, and because like I was telling you, like on the third gate in the mountains, and I actually talked to another person that has a YouTube channel as well, kind of agrees with this, that on that third gate road in the mountain right there, there's no place for those camo dudes to go and to come from. There's just no place for them to. And we both investigated that road. I just came back from there. I was there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I investigated the road again. There is no possible place, no other road for these guys to sneak up onto that road, which they're doing. How are they getting on that road?
Underground tunnels, they go for miles. Is there a lot of unexplored territory in these tunnels that you have yet to check out?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Miles of it. Miles. Yeah, these tunnels go on for, there's just literally miles and miles of them. I actually bought a map of most of the tunneling that I could get. And it's literally on the bottom, it'll tell the mileage, but it's got 60 miles worth of tunneling right there that they have mapped. And I believe they started mapping that in the 50s, and they stopped in the 80s. So they never got anything in the 1800s to the 50s.
Now, that is absolutely insane. Wow. Okay,
right.
So
yeah.
You're going to have to keep us up to date as you go back and take take us into these unexplored tunnels underneath or close to Area 51. And we've got some strange tunnels here in Hawaii, too, I'd love for you to take a look at. But that's another story. Now, let's get back to where you were tracking the bus.
All right, guys, here comes the white bus. There it is. Yell at me for doing this. I will. There it goes. I don't even know if there's anybody on that bus. He is hauling butt to get away from me. Look at that. The employee bus. He is hauling butt to get away from me.
Leaving Area 51. How long were you out there? Just basically getting ready for this bus to go by. Do they have a bus schedule, or you were just lucky enough to capture this?
Well, in the morning, I knew that the workers start at 8 a.m. and they get off at 4 p.m. So in the morning, I got there at 7 a.m. and I just waited for the bus. So, and you could see that it's just coming along. Now, I wasn't really sure about the bus getting off and everything, and I actually wasn't planning to catch the bus. I was actually coming back from the third gate along Extraterrestrial Highway, and I was coming up on Groom Lake Road, and that's when I caught the bus. That's why it's kind of like a feverish for me grabbing the camera and everything and, you know, taking off after this bus, that bus has power. And I actually, once it did make its way into Alamo, drop off all the workers, it drops off the workers in two places, and then it parks, and that's another story in itself, is following this bus. But I was able to look at the engine, and this is not an engine in a typical bus. I couldn't keep up with this bus going. Yeah, it was hauling butt. Yeah, there was no way of keeping up with this thing. I think I showed my speedometer at one time because I know the bus driver, well, I don't know, sorry. I would assume the bus driver has communications with the sheriff of Lincoln County and says, hey, there's a white Jeep behind me. He's following me. I'm going about 90, so he's probably going about 75. The speed limit along there is 70. Will you pull him over? And there's even places in Ash Springs, which is before Alamo, where you got to slow down to 45. This bus didn't slow down one bit, not one bit. You know, so I was expecting for a police officer to be like hiding behind something and was going to get me. So I just let the bus take off, and I figured I would catch it, which I did in Alamo.
This thing must have like a Rolls-Royce jet engine in it. I've never heard of a bus outrunning. You're going at 90 miles an hour. This thing is stocked. Wow, that's high-speed train in Area 51.
Yeah, you see, when you leave Groom Lake Road and you make that right going towards Alamo, you're going up a good mountain range right there. So he was going up a really good mountain range, and he wasn't slowing down one bit. The engine's a 3408 Cat. So that's the same engine that's in a bulldozer, but it's obviously got a higher Allison transmission. But I noticed it's got two turbos on it. Now, most buses have a straight 6 diesel engine. So this is an 8-cylinder diesel engine with two turbos on it. And it was just so obvious by the way this thing was moving. You know, I just couldn't believe it. Because at one time in the mountains, I thought I would try to catch up to it. there was no way. As soon as I got close, he was gone again. You know.
It's like a muscle bus. Wow, that thing.
Yeah.
It's more than it appears from where you just look at it. I've seen many photographs and some video, but yours and your description of this is some insight to us right here. That's interesting. Now you make your way to Janet Airlines, and you're taking a look, and you're actually getting video of the Janet airliners in the back. I think there are 3 of them. Let's take a look at this video. The security guard seems like he wants to duck out of the way from your camera. Take a look at this.
I know there's a total of 6 of them. And there is camo dudes out here.
The security guard.
Oh, the security guard's staring right at us, right there. You see him? Oh, he just went in the building. Just went in the building. Time for us to exit. Because we should have the Las Vegas camo dudes coming after us.
All right, now we're back with Christian. Good capture.
Thank you.
That takes some courage, to be under the gun and dealing with security. And he seems more nervous than you are.
Yeah. There's a saying out there that if you capture a camo dude's face, that they actually lose their job. I don't know how true that is, but from everything I've seen, now I blew up the pictures of when I was coming down the mountain on the third gate. They all had their sun visors towards me, so it blocked out half of their driver's side window. And it also looked like on the passenger side that it was a mannequin with him. So, but whatever they do, any picture I ever get of them, they've either got the sun visor right there or they're kind of holding their hand up in front of their face. So they don't want to be seen for some reason. And it was strange, though, for them to be doing that here in Las Vegas. I mean, right off the Las Vegas Strip. Ducking away almost like he was a ghost,
Yeah, I could see the camo dudes out there close to Area 51 being concerned about their identity being revealed. But out there in Vegas, come on, there's cameras everywhere. They can't hide.
Exactly.
They may have been aware of what you're up to, but you did it, man. You did it. You posted your videos up on YouTube. We're going to be sharing your original link, and that's Adventures with Christian. Everybody, go take a look. He's got some wild adventures he goes on around America, but one of my favorites is this one right here, where he visits Area 51. He has, I think, a 5 or 6 part series going. How many videos did you upload on your last adventure?
I believe it's 5, and I've got quite a few more coming. I believe it's 5.
Well, everybody, check out Adventures with Christian. We're going to give the link below. Just click it, and you're on his channel. Subscribe. He's probably going to be going back to Area 51, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I just got back, so there's going to be, and I've got some really good video. What happened to me the last time, it's much worse this time, what just happened to me this week out there. So, yeah, for some very good video of Area 51, the camo dudes, and the people of Alamo protecting the white bus and the camo dudes.
I would love to do a follow-up with you when you put this out on your YouTube channel. You be safe out there, and you keep videotaping, doing what you do best. This is my pleasure bringing Adventures with Christian right here at Third Phase Moon, sharing it with the world. Leave your comments below, everybody. Definitely give them a thumbs up, in my opinion. This is my pleasure. Again, Christian, appreciate you joining us right here at Third Phase Moon.
You're so very welcome, and Blake, thank you so very much for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
Will Tryon, owner of Photo Adventure Tours, takes us on a journey to Area 51 and a close encounter with the MIB. Now, let's get to Will Tryon and the mystery of Area 51.
Well, Adventure Photo Tours was started 20 years ago as a typical sightseeing tour company. And after a couple of years of operating, Grand Canyon, Bryce, Zion, Death Valley, those types of tours, beautiful places to go, but I wanted something with a little more interest, you might say, a little more mystery. And well, guess what? Area 51 is 2 hours north of Las Vegas. So we decided to put together a sightseeing tour, which is now today our Area 51 tour, which we've been doing for about 18, 19 years. And it is a lot of fun. Let me tell you a little story that happened a couple of years ago. One of my drivers, after all of these years of going to the Little Ailey Inn and to the perimeter of the Area 51 top secret military facility, there is no gate there before we go. And there's a lot of signs, but there is no gate. So my driver, he's chatting with his customers and blows right through the gate. The armed guards, the camo dudes, or as we sometimes call them, the men in black, with their high-powered weapons, are parked on the hill, right there. He blows right through. Within a matter of a couple of 100 yards, he was surrounded by four-wheel drives and soldiers with AR-15s pointed at him. And the customers, they were going, "Oh wow, this is too cool. This is too cool." They thought it was all part of the tour, of the game plan. They thought these were actors. Well, they weren't actors. And needless to say, that led to months of trying to get ourselves out of a pile of red tape with the federal government and the local authorities also. And the local authorities did charge us. They charged my driver, and they charged each one of the 4 customers that was on board that day. 2 lived in New York, 2 lived in London, England. And boy, oh boy, that turned into a mess because they wanted to charge our customers $600 a piece, and I tried to get the district attorney to drop the charges, at least on the customers. It was an accident. He said, "No, you're gonna have to pay for everybody." Well, that led to a little bit of a confrontation because I was not going to be extorted by some little DA in the middle of nowhere. So I said, "Who do you think you are, Wyatt Earp? That you can do whatever you want out here in the middle of nowhere?" I said, "Wait till I get through with you." So I called George Knapp he runs the I-team, the investigative team here in town, and one of the TV stations. And George loves Area 51, the whole thing about Area 51. As a matter of fact, George was one of the first guys, George Knapp was one of the first reporters to really bring Area 51 into the world that we know today. And so George got on this and showed up at the district attorney's office with a camera in his face. Did he change his tune quickly? And yes, he dropped the charges on the 4 customers. We gladly paid the $600 fine for our driver that drove through into Area 51. I highly recommend for anyone that goes to Area 51, don't test their patience, okay? You can stand at the signs, get pictures at the signs. Do not step across the line. It's clearly marked with stakes. Do not step across the line. And when you're facing the gate going into Area 51, over to the left is one of the last signs that says top secret military facility, use of deadly force authorized. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. And it's a pilgrimage to go there and see all this stuff. It is, I watched it for years and years, and then what do? I put a sightseeing tour together to one of my favorite mystery places. Does the government approve of what we do? I doubt it very much. I have a feeling that they know the color of my socks and underwear that I put on every day. They don't approve, but there's nothing they can do about it. And even, stop and think about it for a minute, even the state of Nevada named the highway going up to the Little Ailey Inn and to Area 51 the extraterrestrial highway. So even the state of Nevada got in on the marketing aspect of Area 51. And what do they really do there? I think for the most part, most of our top secret military weaponry involved in the aviation area of defense is developed there. There's no question in my mind. A lot of the UFO sightings that have been seen, I believe, are like the F-117 For years it was buzzing around it there, creating all kinds of stir, and that was our F-117. Do they have an alien spaceship there? And are they trying to reverse engineer the technology? Very possible. There is simply too many interesting places on this planet to think that there wasn't a superior race here at one point in time. Take a look at Pumapunku, Cuzco. These places where these stone walls are put together with 200, 300, 500 ton stones, and they're like melted together. How did they do that? Pumapunka, the H blocks, 50 tons apiece, and they're made out of anthracite. It can only be cut with diamonds or lasers. Perfectly cut, and each stone exactly the same. Clearly, in my mind, there was a very superior race here at one point in time. Clearly, in my mind, when I look at the sky and see billions of stars in our own galaxy, let alone many of those stars that you see are other galaxies with billions of stars. It's impossible that there isn't intelligent life out there. And yes, I believe they're here.